Something else was apparent. The audience was not uniform in its taste. Different people liked different elements of gameplay and saw different things in survival games. And as people were trying out the various mods on offer, they were figuring out which servers they liked and which elements they preferred. There came a point where individual groups of players, having mingled together in mod packs and servers that were so mechanically different from each other, would have trouble playing together. They would simply not enjoy the same things when playing the same open world shooter game. I would speculate that there are broadly three: classic, base building, and PvP. Classic players I would define as preferring servers that are very close to Dean Hall's original mod. Strong emphasis here is put on less is more. Immersion is a big thing. It's about groups of people stranded in a zombie apocalypse who have to scrounge supplies, not get sick, find food that isn't tainted, and stay alive. The second group, base builders, I would define as players who enjoy servers that add depth to the, well, base building, who liked it when they could set up more than just a simple tent, who could build walls and lock doors and strong boxes full of equipment with vehicle pools full of trucks, and even sometimes assemble heavy weapons, and where you're generally rewarded for working as a team, or rather those that do tend to be able to dominate certain regions of a map with large multi-tiered player bases. The last group, PvP players, perhaps better known now as Battle Royale players, would enjoy the huge open maps and the randomness of drops that DayZ provides, but really find more enjoyment in the fighting. They want to get there as soon as possible. You would often find these sorts of players in or around the airfields at various servers, not purely for the weapons, but also because that's where they know they can get a good fight. Again, these aren't hard boundaries at all. I'm drawing lines where they really didn't exist in any concrete form, and many players would find themselves bouncing between different things. But there are people who definitely align themselves towards one style of play over the others. People who definitely find the other game modes not as interesting. Because specifically, the PvP players know what they enjoy, the fighting. They want to go out there and hunt, not collect lumber and build defenses. And they'd find the classic servers boring, because it would take 2 or 3 hours just to find a decent weapon, let alone someone to actually shoot with it. The base building players would find PvP servers okay, but probably not all that thrilling, and certainly find the classic servers lack any sort of endgame. And the classic players would find the base building servers a bit off message, what with people not really taking the survival thing seriously, by building giant wooden castles armed with anti-aircraft guns, and be positively horrified with the PvP servers, where by design, they're shoot on sight, whereas a huge part of the attraction for these players is the moral ambiguity of whether or not you can commit virtual murder. So these three groups do not easily intermingle, and they'd come about due to a community being strained through a filter that was able to sort them into servers that catered to their tastes. Rust just copied everything into their game, all of the mechanics they saw, and then just spent years flailing around redesigning everything that they'd inherited multiple groups with completely conflicting goals. Something like H1Z1 Survivor Stories successfully spotted the problem, splitting the game into two distinct versions, Just Survive and Battle Royale.
Funny enough, the solution is right there in front of them, both in Rust and DayZ. It's called fucking private servers. Custom private servers on Rust and DayZ have been one of the major reasons why these games have remained successful in spite of the kind of games they are, and in spite of the community that they attract.